Does your mother realize the stork delivered quite a prize the day left you on the family tree? Does your dad appreciate that you're merely super great, the miracle of any century? If they don't, just send them both to me. You must have been a beautiful baby. You must have been a wonderful child. When you were only starting to go to kindergarten, I bet you drove the little boys wild. And when it came to winning blue ribbons, you must have shown the other kids how. I can see the judge's eyes as they handed you the prize. You must have gave the cutest bow. You must have been a beautiful baby, 'cause baby, look at you now. You must have been a beautiful baby. You must have been a wonderful child. When you were only starting to go to that kindergarten, I bet you drove the little boys wild. And when it came to winning blue ribbons, you must have showed the other kids how. Well, I can see the judge's eyes as they handed you the prize. You must have made the cutest bow. You must have been a beautiful baby. 'Cause baby, look at you now. 'Cause baby, look at you now. You're all grown up. This is a fun song, pretty straightforward. I just include the intro, and I'll put a link below it to the a movie that it was featured in, and I'm sure it was a play before then. A great little tune, and the intro makes it a lot of fun too. And one thing that I want to point out, again, an encouragement to get up the frets with your fingers, and that is in the third line, there's an A7 chord there, and you can play that A7 that you all know. It's open 1, open, open. But if you play the second position A7, which is kind of a finger stretcher if you're just starting out, but basically if you think of a G7 shape, and you're going to move it up, but it doesn't sound right. Actually, it doesn't even work too bad that way. But you're going to bar this, and that's going to make your G7, G sharp 7, A7. Now, if you're having trouble barring, you can use 4 fingertips, and that's what you saw me doing there. And the very next chord, and the reason why I'm really stressing this is because when you use this upper chord, of course, you get the rhythm because you're covering all 4 strings, and you can mute it. And it's very easy to take that next chord, which is a G, and if you are barring, you're already barred there. But if you're using all 4 fingertips, it's very easy at the point to pivot that finger down into a bar and make an F shape, because your middle finger is already on your second string third fret, and you're going to bring your ring finger up to the 4th string 4th fret and make your G. Your very next chord then is a D7, which you probably already play barred with that 1st string 3rd fret. And then your next chord is a G7, which you can just drop down and make your G7 however you do. Or you can go up here and make an F7 shape at the 3rd fret. So here's your F7, F sharp 7, G7. So this is what it will be done like, and I'll show you a slow motion. Again, anytime there's a chord that has a long stretch, you can play its 2 variations or 3 variations or 4 variations, however many you know. For instance, an A7, an A7, an A7, and so on. You can play that up the fretboard, and it breaks up the monotony of one tone coming from a ukulele. So when you have this A7, that you're merely super great, you can start out on that open position. that you're merely super, but somewhere in there you can then slide up to that second position A7, that you're merely super great, and then you're going to switch into that G, the miracle, G7, any century, G7, up to the G7. And then you're all there ready with this pointer finger here to pivot that into a bar, and this is kind of tricky. It took me a long time to be able to do this, but you can palm the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings and make an F. It's like making that D. And then you're right back down to a D7 and a G7. So that's something to work on, is to break up the monotony of a single chord shape sound to the listener and to yourself. So have fun with that. 'Cause baby, look at you now. C6.